Hey, we're going to be talking about a new section that I'm coming up with today. What's up everybody, Corey the Random Guy here. Today, we are actually going to be doing another segment of my channel. This is going to be setting up CBs. This is a new hobby I kind of wanted to get into. I've got a half-ass setup right now. Let me show you what I got.
Hurry up, meow.
I went and picked up a whole bunch of just random CBs, parts, and all kinds of stuff. There is a guy on YouTube, his name is Mower Junkie. He's really big into CBs and skipping off the atmosphere, talking to people all over. And this is something that I've kind of wanted to do when it comes to a hobby. You know, a lot of people, when they start out with CB, they move on to ham. Well, I might do ham, I don't know. But there's two reasons, actually, why I'm doing this. One, of course, you guys already know, is the hobby. Second, I want to have some form of communication just in case. You just never know what's going to happen. Without further ado, let me show you what I got real quick.
A few moments later.
Alright, so the first one here is a President Washington. This is the older model of the Uniden Washington. When I first got it, it received, and you hit the button here and it would act like it's transmitting, but you talk into the thing and the needle doesn't move, it doesn't do nothing. I don't know what's going on there. You guys tell me in the comments below if this thing is actually worth fixing or not, because I'd like to have this one for a base station at home. But now it will not receive, it won't send, nothing. It's dead. I don't understand. It'll power on, but that's about it. These two buttons here, they're very sticky. I don't have another button set up like this, so if somebody out there knows where I can get a button set up for this so I can replace them, let me know. Or I can have the CB shop replace them, whatever. The little light back behind this meter, it didn't light up, it was burned out. So this radio, I mean, it's dirty, so it needs help. It needs help. I'm gonna see how much it's gonna cost to get it fixed, so hopefully we'll be able to get her up and running and get an antenna so that I can skip across the atmosphere and talk to everybody. The second one down here is a realistic. It is a TRC 449. It's dirty, you know, all this stuff was sitting in this guy's basement for, oh god, 20 years. The realistic, and you guys are going to notice a pattern here in just a second, but this realistic, it transmits and it receives. I tested it out, I threw it in the Explorer, and it's able to receive and transmit. I don't have an antenna good enough yet to do skip. I made one, and I'll show you guys that here in a minute. So, I mean, it seems to be doing okay. The meter on this one, though, basically it won't show how much signal is coming in. It'll show you how much signal is going out, but when it comes to coming in, it'll just stay way down here. It won't move, even though they're coming in loud and clear. The third one down here is a Midland 79-892. This is a really old one. These are all 40 channel. It does work, it does send, and it does receive. I don't know how well it does. I tried doing a modulation test on all of these, and I don't even know if I'm doing it right, but they do send and they do receive. I haven't been able to get skip for the last 3 days, so I don't know if it's because the atmosphere or it's because my antenna setup is, you know, gone to shit or whatever. But it does do what it's supposed to do. It pushes out, about 8 watts or so, possibly. This little doohickey down here, this is a meter I'm definitely gonna keep. I did have to fix it. The knob here was dirty, so when I would go try to calibrate something, the needle would just jump around. So I got that fixed. So this thing is actually working pretty good. I did compare it to my new one that I have, and it's dead nuts on. And this one does SWR, power. It also does modulation. Down in the very bottom, I don't think you guys can see this, but down here in the very bottom, it shows you a modulation percentage. This one here seems to be working the best. It is a Road Talker 40 SSB, made by Sears. It transmits, it receives, and according to this meter up here, the modulation percentage is about 60 to 70%, just depends. And you know what? A lot of this could be from my antenna. So in all actuality, in case you guys haven't noticed, when I'm getting into CB, I want the single sideband versions. This gives me the ability to go on upper and lower sidebands. The Midland, according to the meter, it's only doing about 40% modulation. And I don't know if that's entirely accurate. Again, it could be just my antenna. I did the SWR on it. My antenna is a homemade one, which I'll show you guys that here in a minute. On channel 40, it's sitting right around 2.0 to 1, and channel 1 is right around 1.8 to 1. So the SWR is just a little bit high, but I mean, it's not in the gonna blow your radio up phase. But I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. This is a new hobby that I'm going to be getting into. Mower Junkie, if you do watch this, you know, give me some tips. Let me know if the President Washington is worth fixing. I've been watching your videos a lot. I've been watching a lot of Mower Junkies videos. How awesome it is to get into CB and have a form of communication. Let me go outside and I will show you my antenna.
Hurry up, meow.
I am outside. I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but there's my antenna. All that is just a piece of PVC pipe right around 9 feet. It's got a couple of just ground planes on it, and there's a single strand 14 gauge wire on the inside. And when I go rebuild it, I will definitely show you guys how I did it and see if it actually works. The CB setup that I will be having will be also on the solar panels here, which I do need to brush them off, so give me just a second. A little bit of video magic. It was almost instant to you guys. So now that I got them brushed off, my batteries will charge. But yeah, I'm going to be running this setup off of solar. Reason being of that is case, you know, the grid goes down for any reason whatsoever and there's a major emergency, I can still communicate with people, you know, on solar power. And that's a whole nother big point to this setup that I'm doing. Not only because it's a hobby, but it's also because I want to have some form of backup communication just in case. You know, you just never know what's going on in the world. So don't mind the mess, but I'm going to show you my battery setup. And I know some of you are going to comment below, and I'll explain this. So here's my charge controller. Yeah, it's one of those cheap PWM ones. This one I've had for 5 years or so, but it doesn't overcharge the batteries like the other one. And of course, this inverter, you guys have watched my videos before, this one shuts down over a freaking fan, but this is one of the best ones I've got, so it's gonna have to do. And down here, I now have 4 of these batteries, and I know what some of you are gonna say. Well, these need to be outside or vented outside. Well, that's true. On charging days, I'll have that window cracked open a little bit, and you know, all the stuff can go outside. I'm going to build a box to put outside when springtime comes around. Right now, I'm just not going to do it. That's a whole nother reason why I went with this charger. This charger holds the batteries around 13.7. Doesn't overcharge them. Doesn't do any goofy crap to make these things bubble. I also have an external speaker that I got out of the boxes of stuff that I got. Now, I'll pan around and I'll show you guys that stuff here in just a second. This right here is my grandpa's old scanner, which I have everything programmed, and it's still picking up stuff. Hell, it's picking up stuff clear down in what they call Osceola, Iowa, and that's like 20-30 miles from here. And I run this on that antenna out there, so it's able to pick up all kinds of stuff down there. Here's one of the boxes of stuff. I've been playing around with all this. That radio right there, it doesn't modulate on AM. It only modulates on single sideband, so I haven't figured that one out yet. These power supplies, one is just a little 2.5 amp. These other 2 bigger ones are 20 amp. 3 of those work. I got 4 of them, but I couldn't get the 4th one to work. It'll turn on, but it won't put out any power, so I'm not sure what's going on there. And it looked like somebody's been in it before. And here's some more stuff. That radio right there, it's stuck in transmit. I can't figure it out. That's just a regular AM CB anyway. These 2 here are just plain out garbage. They don't work worth a damn. This one here is a President Grant. It's all screwed up too. It's deader than doornails. I got it like that, so somebody's been in it dicking around with the thing. I got a whole bunch of mics, just a whole bunch of them, and over 3/4 of them don't friggin' work. At least when I tested them, they didn't. I could be doing something wrong too. This gem is a CB Service Master. It does work. I don't know how to test it, so I just turned it on, played with a couple switches or whatever, and it seemed to do just fine. The gauges move and power's on. All the little relays on the inside click in. That here is a signal generator, which does work. Again, I don't really have a way to test to see if it's actually putting out signal or not, but I'd imagine, you know, the gauge works and all the knobs are there and everything turns, all the relays click, and it seems to be working fine. They definitely need cleaned up though. And there's just oodles and oodles of other stuff. In conclusion, I mean, I'm going to be getting into CB. I'm going to be getting into single sideband. I'll be on lower sideband mostly. Upper sideband, there's really nothing there. But lower sideband is where a lot of people are. Take it from me, people say that CB is dead. It's not. Take it from Mower Junkie as well. I'll put a link in the description below of his channel so you guys can go check it out if you guys are interested in getting into CB. It's not dead. I've watched many of his videos and there is people all over the world. It just depends on the day. And see, for me right here, like I said, we haven't had skip for 3 days, and that could be my antenna too. I don't know. I'll have to check it out. Let me know in the comments below if you guys think I should, get this President Washington base station fixed, maybe take the Midland and the Realistic to get it fixed, or I'm actually probably going to sell them anyway. So those two are going to be sold. The Road Talker 40, I do believe I'm going to keep. That one I may go ahead and have fixed, tuned up, have it gone through. Go check out Mower Junkie's channel too. He's got a lot of information and stuff like that when it comes to CBs. He's a lot like me when it comes to just straightforward to the point, because he doesn't have a whole lot of test equipment like I don't, so we're just going off of what we can. Mr. Mower Junkie, I will be on the air soon. I'm hoping to reach you. In case anybody wants to know, my handle that I have made up is 309 Central Iowa. My name, if you guys want to know that too, is going to be Corey Random Guy, of course. Don't go ahead and write that down. You guys can see this. I will be on the air soon. I've just got to figure out how to get that base station fixed, get it up and running, get my antenna going, so this way I can see if there's actually any skip going on that I'm missing out on. I'm going to try to do this without an amp. I'm going to try. If I can get my antenna high enough, I should be able to do this without an amp. But if you're going to get into this, my advice, try to do it without an amp. And if you can't, if you live in an area like I do, where there's a bunch of noise, then you may have to have an amp to get past that noise barrier. Not a big one though. Not a big one. You don't need a big one. You just need something enough to push you past that noise floor and send out to the atmosphere. This is a hobby for me. This is something I've been wanting to get into for a very long time. I just never really understood single sideband. I never understood, what it actually takes to make an antenna that's actually going to work. You can make one yourself for little to no money. I didn't have the stuff for mine. Mower Junkie, he does have stuff for his. I didn't have stuff laying around. So it cost me right around $50 or so to make that antenna. Now that I have the stuff to redo it with, it's going to cost me a whole lot less. In case you guys are wondering real quick on how much all that stuff costs, that was about $145 I paid for all of that. 4 large totes full of stuff. Most of it's junk though. Tomorrow, Monday, I'm going to get a hold of that CB shop here locally, and I'm going to see how much they would charge to get my President Washington fixed up and running to where I can use it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss anything. There's going to be more to come. I'm going to take you guys on a journey, and we're all going to be in this together, and we will see you guys later.